Fall is here, so that means one thing. It's time to make some cornbread. Today I'm gonna be showing you how to make one of my favorite recipes, which is sweet cornbread muffins. This recipe is so easy. Honestly, it's dumping a bunch of ingredients into a bowl, stirring, putting them in the muffin tins, and bake. Super simple, let me show you. Now first we want to preheat our oven to 350 degrees, which I've already done. Then we also want to grab 2 of these cupcake or muffin pans. You want to let's line 15 spots to play it safe. May end up only being 13, we'll see what happens. Just 15, set this aside for now. Now we're making a vegan cornbread, which means that there's gonna be no egg. Egg is typically found in all cornbread, so instead we're gonna be using my favorite egg replacer, which is ground flaxseed mixed with water. So I have some ground flaxseed here. Now sometimes it's called flaxseed meal. Both of those will work, ground flaxseed or flaxseed meal. If your grocery store doesn't carry ground flaxseed or flaxseed meal, you can easily find it on Amazon. I will provide a link below. Just wanna add some water and set it aside for now. Grab our mixing bowl and start adding our dry ingredients. Star of any cornbread recipe, of course, is our cornmeal. May also be called corn flour. Once that cornmeal is in the bowl, we're gonna start adding some of our other dry ingredients. I have to say, on AUDREYDUNHAM.com, I share versions for both gluten-free and regular cornbread. Today I'm gonna be doing the regular type. But I have to say, the gluten-free version is really, really good. You can't go wrong either way. So the next ingredient is some wheat flour. Then we're gonna add some regular all-purpose flour just to help lighten things up a bit. The last of the dry ingredients, baking powder and salt. Give this a little stir. For the wet ingredients, we will start with some almond or cashew milk. Going in, and then just a little bit of oil. I like to do a non-GMO canola oil. And finally, to make these sweet, some maple syrup. Get that in. I love maple syrup, such a glorious ingredient. And that egg replacer we created earlier, our ground flaxseed and water, that goes in as well. Besides being an egg replacer, ground flax seeds are amazing sources of omega-3s, which are actually really hard to get, but we really, really need. So I love the fact that we can slip those in here. All right, give it all a nice stir. All mixed together, all in one bowl, nice and simple. Then as you're going, you want to try and break up any sort of clumps that you see, any flour that may be sticking together, so that those don't appear in a cornbread muffin later. So the goal is to have a batter that's not too thick. So if your batter is on the thicker side, add another splash or 2 of that almond milk to help thin things out a bit. You want it to look somewhat like this. Even if it's a little thinner than this, that's fine too. You just don't want it too thick. Get our muffin tins back over here. And the key to getting any sort of batter, whether it's cupcake or muffins, into the tin without making a huge mess, an ice cream scoop. And you want the retractable type, that really helps. All right, straight in. Check to see if there are any that turned out smaller than the others. Maybe this little guy could use some more. All right, so these muffins definitely will rise, so keep that in mind. You don't want these too full, only about 3/4, maybe even 2/3 full for each one. We ended up with 13, so I will put these aside here. And now all we need to do is bake. We need about 20 to 22 minutes in that 350 degree oven. Oh man. All right, thankfully, we don't need to wait those 22 minutes because I made some earlier this morning. My little son, Jack, is a major cornbread fan. And so he helped me make these this morning and he ate, I think about 3. But they're hard to resist, especially when they fill your house with the glorious smell of cornbread, right? Okay, so let me show you what I made. I made both the regular and the gluten-free versions over here in these silicone wrappers. And on that note, the silicone little wrappers are really handy. Something great to have if you want to buy those. And then over here are the regular made with the wheat flour and the all-purpose. You can see both are gorgeous, both puffed up very, very nicely. So let's eat them both, shall we? Emily, would you want to be on camera?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I've been begging you to make cornbread for me for almost 2 years now. So.
All right. Okay.
I'm so excited to try it for the first time now.
Yeah, exactly. And tomorrow is your birthday.
It is.
So
Sure is.
You should put a candle
Birthday
in it.
corn.
I should put a candle in the cornbread. Now I want to know which one you like better.
Okay.
So we'll start with our gluten-free over here. Look how pretty that is. So nice, right? And then we have the regular.
Oh, they are beautiful.
Yeah.
Looks so nice.
Okay, let's cut this in half.
I think you should do a blind taste test to see if you can tell the difference between the gluten and the regular.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so turn around and I'm gonna hand you one. I'll make the pieces small. You'll see I'm adding some non-dairy butter here. I just feel that cornbread and non-dairy butter are a match made in heaven. So added a little bit of that. Okay, here we go. Here's the first one.
I'm not looking at it. I just want to.
Okay, you don't have to close your eyes because
Okay.
your back is to me.
It's so good.
Oh, yay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thanks. Here's the other one. Which one do you think was gluten-free?
I think the first one's gluten-free, but the reason I think that, you really can't tell the difference. The
Right.
texture is the same, it's all the same.
Right, okay.
But you can taste a little bit of the wheat flour,
Yeah.
which is also great.
Yeah,
And
to
then-
me it adds a little bit of a nutty factor to
yeah,
it.
it's really good. So that's really the only way I could tell the difference. I had
Yeah.
no idea though. You would never
You couldn't
be
tell by
able
the
to tell.
texture, or it wasn't too gummy or
Nope.
anything, right?
Not at all.
Yeah, it's interesting with that gluten-free one. It does have more of a bright yellow color. And I have to say, I use a certain type of gluten-free flour that I highly, highly recommend. Not all of them will turn out the way that this has. So I will provide that link as well. It's very, very important that you stick with that gluten-free flour. And you can actually see the wheat flour in this one. It's just a slightly darker color. It's interesting. I mean, they're both delicious, both really, really good. But I do think it would be fun to play around with flours. I think maybe I'll try one with garbanzo bean flour, which is one of my favorite flours these days, instead of that wheat. So stay tuned. I may have an update in the description below with some variations on things that you can try. I love having fun with different flours.
Yeah, and
I
if you
really
need a
do.
taste tester,
You're
I'm
here! Yes! So I'm gonna send most of these home with you. I hope that's okay.
I guess it's fine.
Be an added little extra birthday present because I know you're a huge cornbread fan. So I hope you have a wonderful birthday.
Thanks, Audrey.
Thank you for all your hard work. Emily works with me on so many projects. I don't know what I would do without her. So I hope you have an amazing day.
Thank you, Audrey. You're the best. And this is also the best.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And I have to say, I just did a video for 15-minute pumpkin chili. These cornbread muffins go ridiculously, amazingly with that recipe. The chili and cornbread, I mean, really, how does it get any better than that, right?
It's best combination.
Yeah, and both recipes are super easy. I actually have a friend that made both of them last night, and she has a 3-year-old at home, and she managed to get both of those made in a jiffy and texted me saying how everything turned out great. So I have to say both of those recipes are great for the busy person, but also for the person who loves good soul food that tastes good, and also vegan too, right?
Yeah, that
So-
chili's great. I've made it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I think I want to make another batch today, actually.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you again, Emily. If you haven't done so already, please like and follow my page, and please share this video with someone you know who loves cornbread too. If you decide to make this recipe, please leave me a comment below. I would love to know what you think. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my page right here. And to see more recipe videos or kitchen tips and health tricks, please click right here. And to get instant notifications anytime that I post a new video, be sure to click that bell. Thanks again for joining me today. I will see you all next time.
Go eat all this.
Yes, let's go. Oh, I forgot the butter.